He come for me, but I thank my papa, and I thank my mama. Them they walk and pray on top, say it no easy, brother. He been pay me gaga. Story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. Now my story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Yeah. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. Eba mi juba fún baba lókè, ẹ̀tọ́lẹ̀ fún baba lókè. Ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́. Eba mi juba fún baba lókè, ẹ̀tọ́lẹ̀ fún baba lókè. Ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́. I can't believe my eyes, na me be this my guy. I must be dreaming, na me don't make a move. Baba no gree let go. This got me thinking, na so you save my soul from all the trapping. So on top of that, bros, he make my music blow. He give me riches, so allow me to talk story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. Story, oh. Yeah. Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my eyes. Oh Lord have mercy.
This is Aloore Radio, transmitting from Ibadan.
I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my eyes. Oh no, I can't believe my eyes. Back in the day when I was nobody. Back in the day when there was no money. Poverty day and it was not funny. For visiting day, nobody come for me. But I thank my papa, and I thank my mama. Them they walk and pray on top, say it no easy, brother. He been pay me gaga. Story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. Now my story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Yeah. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God.
Recording in progress.
Ẹ̀tọ́lẹ̀ fún baba lókè. Ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́. Ẹ bá mi júbà fún baba lókè. Ẹ̀tọ́lẹ̀ fún baba lókè. Ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ gba ọpẹ́ o yẹ̀yẹ́. I can't believe my eyes.
From Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Oyo State Secretariat, Ibadan. I apologize for starting late today. There were some technical issues that we had to sort through. Yes, my guest is already here, all the way from Ilesha. So I will let her introduce herself right now. Hi, Mercy. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Please introduce
Good
yourself to our
morning. I'm
listeners.
happy to be here.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good
please
morning,
introduce yourself.
everyone.
Introduce
I'm
yourself.
so happy to be here. My name
Yeah,
is Olarewa Jumes. I'm a
okay.
baker, a passionate baker,
A
and an event
passionate
decorator.
baker,
Yes, a passionate baker and an event decorator.
event
I'm
decorator.
married, the mother of two children.
Wow.
I'm from Ekiti State,
Wow.
Mobalogu government, Igogo Ekiti, precisely.
Wow. Pleased to meet you, Mercy. I'm happy to have you on
Same
the show
here,
this
same here.
morning.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
I
I'm
think this
so
is the first real
yes,
conversation we'll be having.
I guess so.
Yeah, because I remember that Mercy volunteered for a particular program I had last year to celebrate fathers, to help people celebrate their dads, make surprise cakes for them. So she volunteered. That was how I got to know her. Thank you so much, Mercy. Yeah,
You're
so
welcome.
let's just dive right in. So, how did you
Okay.
get into baking?
Hmm. I actually my mom was actually a baker. So she
Okay.
bakes, she cooks. Then growing up, I usually help her to bake
Wow.
whenever she has order and all that. Then she was doing that when we were in the north. So over time, we had to move to Ekiti State. Not Wala now. So we had to just leave that side, and she actually lost some of her equipment, some of her materials, and then she could no longer, she was not that active. She could no longer keep up with the whole thing again. So all she does was cupcakes, loaf cakes, chin chin, majorly snack. Then that was how I started when I was still, let me say, I was a teenager when I started.
Okay.
So I
So,
usually I usually help her majorly. So when I
okay.
gained admission into, I did my NC in Ocean State. So when I gained admission into school, I started baking. I wouldn't say I started professionally then as well, because it was just for the tip now. You want to buy handouts, you want to buy one or two
Yeah.
things. But I
Yeah.
started professionally in the year 2015. I started
Wow.
professionally in the year 2015.
2015. Wow. Well
Yes.
done. Well done. Did you take any formal training aside what you learned from your mom? Did you at any
Yes,
point
yes, yes.
involve? Okay.
Yes,
What
I
was that
did.
like?
I wouldn't say my mom is the best baker. All those times now, all this royal icing, buttercream, that's what she's good at. But there's this test to always know more. When I see things that are different from what my mom does, I'm like, how did they come about this? Then I'm always eager to know. I could remember asking a sister of mine for a fondant recipe. I asked her for a fondant recipe. I said, how do you do this thing? I need to know it. Then she gave me one recipe like that. Then I
Oh,
tried it out. It was not coming out. It was just
I
said,
can
what am I going
imagine.
to do about this? So in the test of wanting to know more, I was in school then, so I started doing all these. I will enroll for online training.
Classes.
So if the money is not much, then I'll go for it. So that was why I keep developing myself in the field. Even to today, I still do online training because I found out that the area that I found myself, maybe it's, I don't know if the problem lies with me or because I don't really know much people, and I don't know if there's any baker around me that can do what I really want to learn. So, but online you can see so many bakers online now. This person is good and he has a class. Okay, let me enroll for this class and learn. So I guess that's what I've been doing.
Awesome.
Then I always do research on my own. If you teach me this, then I will also take this and try on my own. So
Yeah,
I
that's really
guess that's what I've
amazing.
been.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think there's the beauty of technology is that you don't have to leave your house to gain knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
In
that's the
fact,
beauty
I
of
have
it.
really benefited from that a lot.
Yeah,
A
I
lot.
think I think we all can say that. We all can say that. Even you don't have to travel abroad. There was a time in the baking industry that the people that had money, like people that had grown to an extent, so they would save and work towards some of these international conferences and trainings, and then they travel to learn and they bring that knowledge back home. But today, you can enroll in an
Sit in the
international
corner of your
course
house and
without leaving your house. Yeah, thank God for
exactly.
technology. Beautiful. Okay, so when did you start your business? You were baking as a student. You understand? In school, was it part of your plan to establish a baking business, or was because maybe while I'm trying to get a job or something like? Was it in the plan to start a baking business, or you just because you didn't get a job?
It was never my plan. No. I was just doing that, as a schoolgirl. I lost my dad when I was very young, so there was no help like that. So I needed to do something now, You can't do what others are doing. So you just have to do something to keep yourself going. So that was why I was doing that. Okay, I know how to do this. Let me do it. I'll take chin chin to class, take cupcakes to class. I'll sell, come back in the evening, make another batch. So when I finished school, my husband actually advised me that this thing you are doing now, you can make much more money from it. This with the way I see you. I'm not actually after the money. I'm just doing it. I derive joy in doing it. So I kept doing it, and I'll sell. If I get money, fine. If I do not, so I don't really care about the big money like that. But when he spoke to me about it, that you can do this thing now. You can start big and please do something, make something big out of business. So I said, okay, no problem. I opened a shop. I started in 20. I opened a shop in 2017. I've been working from home, doing it, but professionally, I would say professionally I started 2015. But I would say going out to the world, like I'm a baker, being proud to be a baker of a thing. I opened a shop 2017. I opened a
Okay.
shop 2017.
Oh, great. Yeah, shout out to supportive men, supportive husbands.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
because
yes,
it
so
makes
in
the
fact, it
journey
really
a bit easier when you have supportive
exactly. Yes,
family,
yes, yes, yes.
especially your spouse,
Mm-hmm.
like that. So shout out to Mr. Fashola.
Um, on Larewaju,
Okay,
on
Mr.
Larewaju.
Olariwaju, shout out to him.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for supporting your wife on this journey. Yeah, thank you for being a great support. Okay, so I want to ask a question, and this is to help our student bakers or aspiring student bakers. When you realize that you needed to earn some income, through
Okay.
baking, how was it for you as a student back then? Taking snacks to class to sell. You know what it is to sell,
Mm-hmm.
especially among students.
Mm-hmm.
There are some, especially some guys that can be very mischievous, tease you, bring five for 15 naira and all of that. Like, I've seen such incidences. So how were you able to navigate that successfully?
Okay, I think when I started, the first thing I want people to understand is you have to be confident about yourself, about what you do. You don't have to be shy. That confidence must be there. So when I started, one day I just started. Before I started, I was like, what am I going to do? So I started with 3,000 naira. Then there was one uncle from my town like that. I said, how are you coping now? What are you doing? I said, I'm doing chin chin and cake. Oh, that's what I've been doing to help myself. Oh. I said, okay, let me support you with 7,000 naira. So he gave me 7,000 naira, added it to the business. Then I was able to buy some tools, tray for my chin chin, rolling pin, and some other things. Because I used bottle. I started with bottle, 7 up bottle to roll out my chin chin. So I was able to buy rolling pin and some other little equipment like that. So, and when I go to class, I don't go late to class. Sometimes my classes usually fell between 8 a.m., 7:30, 8 a.m., and I do meet up with classes. What I do is when I come back in the evening from school straight to the market, I get some stuff that I need for the following day. Immediately I get home like this, I'll start my chin chin and my cupcakes. I'll start mixing. Sometimes I do it late into the night, like 10:30, 11. When I'm done with that, the next thing I do is eat and sleep. You actually have to be somebody that is hardworking and determined to do this because it's not easy. Sleeping late at night, having to wake up very early in the
Very
morning, challenging. So that's how I've been coping. Then in the very early in the morning, I'll pack it, put it in my. I have this transparent bucket that I use, and I'll
okay.
pack it. I have some of my friends that we usually go to school together. Then I go to class. When I get to class, I'll keep it under my chair. If the lecturer is around, when the lecturer is around, I keep it under my chair. When the lecturer goes out, I bring it out. Everybody come and buy. Come and buy chin chin, 20 naira, 50 naira.
Wow.
Even while I was trying to do that, some of my friends will collect it from me.
I
You know
hope
those
you-
guys now, we have some guys like that in class. You
Yeah.
just collect it. Yeah, come on. I will tell them, no credits. If you take this thing from me now to help me sell, if my money is not complete, we will fight.
You
So
will.
they already know that. So they will help me sell and they give me my money. I don't sell on credit actually. We don't have my money because I made it in small quantities. I have 20 naira size, I have 50 naira
So
size, I have
just
100
buy
naira size. So
according to
that's
your
how.
pockets.
So it's pocket friendly.
I like that.
So
Yeah,
and
I really like
most of the time we do have late classes. So even if people did not buy during the day, like around morning classes, afternoon classes, we have late classes like 6:30. This even sometimes when I'm going home, that's when people say, give me, let me eat, I'm hungry. Give me, let me. So that's how I've been able to keep up. And when it's exam period, I don't sell.
Okay.
When it's exam period, I take break from selling. I
That's
don't
wisdom.
sell. I have to
Actually,
concentrate on my studies.
that's wisdom. Also, like I really like I can pick from what you just shared is being hardworking, planning one's time very well. Because you said you ensured you didn't go late to class, so you didn't allow that affect your studies, and you went to market straight from school. Now I understand that normally a student, you've been out almost all day, you are tired, but because you knew that if I don't go to the market now, there's no way I can get home and go back to the market. That
The
will eat
market
into
again.
time, it will eat into money, like tea fare and all of that. So I like that, and also the fact that you were not shy, you were confident to sell your product. Now not everybody, some people are naturally shy, naturally reserved. Like me, when I was in school, I was very quiet and all of that. So I sold stuff, but not in class. I had somewhere that I would keep the chin chin, the cupcakes. I had some shops that I would keep them.
In fact, even now, I have some of my students that will tell me, when I advise them, you don't have money, you don't have anybody supporting you, can't you do this? They tell me, okay, I can't do it though. How will I be carrying chin chin around? Okay, no problem. But for
When was
me, it's something that it was fun. It was fun.
For me,
For me, it was fun.
I can't ask for, like, if you buy and don't bring the money, I don't know how to fight and be saying give me my money, give me my money. So I just keep it somewhere that I know the person is already a business person and you can't take it without paying. So I kept it in those shops. So you're not buying directly from me, so you can't come and say, please let me take it and come back. Because the person that I'm keeping it with knows that if my money is not complete, they are the one that will pay. So I really like that.
And
you were confident about it.
if you want to be a business person, you really know how to ask for your money. At least you should develop ways to ask for your money.
You will grow.
I won't fight you. I won't fight. I'll just go and miss you. You know this thing that I'm doing. I'm using it to help myself. Please, I'm begging you, pay my money, so I can bring another batch tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Like,
I just developed ways to ask for my money. I can't remember fighting with anyone. I think I just find it easy. Go I call her grace here. So I just find it
not
easy
everybody
to
has the
relate
grace
with
to
people,
ask
to ask for money and not fight.
whether calmly or fight. Of course, I believe not everybody will fight. For anyone to fight, that means the person has been put to the wall. But generally, even after how many years in business, I still find it awkward asking for money. Although there is a professional way you can do that, to compose the message and all, but it's still kind of awkward. So imagine me then as a student. But I believe upcoming aspiring student bakers have picked very important points from what she just shared. If she could do it, you can also do it successfully, even much more, because technology is even at your advantage now. We'll be going on a very short break now, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
fún bàbá lókè ẹtúwálé fún bàbá lókè ẹgbẹ́ gbá ọpẹ́ ó yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹgbẹ́
Recording
gbá ọpẹ́ ó
stopped.
yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹ bá mi júbà fún bàbá lókè ẹtúwálé fún bàbá lókè ẹgbẹ́ gbá ọpẹ́ ó yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ gbá ọpẹ́ ó yẹ̀yẹ́ I can't believe my eyes na me be this my guy I must be dreaming na me don make am o baba no gree let go this got me thinking na so you save my soul from all the trappings so on top of that bros he make my music blow he give me riches so allow me to dey talk story oh allow me to tell my story God glory oh Baba make you take the glory God story oh
Bring you everything from breaking news,
President must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must look for foreign support to save this nation.
world news, sport, music,
Girl, I just want me with you like guys.
and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Aloore Radio. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when we are live. This is Aloore Radio, the voice of all your state.
Hello, welcome back on the show. I remain your host, Tolu Adetunji, and yes, this is Aloore Radio. We are streaming from Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Oyo State Secretariat, Ibadan. And this is your show, My Cake Story Naija. I hope you've been enjoying the conversation with my guest, Mercy from Ilesha. Yeah, so welcome back, Mercy.
Thank you.
It's been lovely having you on the show. So I want to quickly dive right into this. How has it been being a baker, a professional baker in Ilesha? How has the journey been?
I won't say it's been tough. It's been interesting, yeah. I would say, I like interesting. I want to believe that this is everywhere. You know, we have different set of people everywhere, different kind of people.
That's right.
Our pockets are not the same. So, and being a baker, you want to give good quality. You want to give quality products in which not everybody will be able to buy from you. So that was challenging while I started, because some people are selling 20 naira, you are selling 15 naira. What is special in your own? But over time, my husband actually helped me a lot, because so many times I want to give up. Like, I don't think I can continue with this thing. You tell me, position only challenges. So if you go into another thing, there will always be challenges. And since this is what you love doing, even if you say you're not doing again today, how much you love baking.
Yeah.
So he said, you can't give up. So I said, okay, no problem. We have to set up a standard. Okay, I will create a market for the low class, middle class, and the high class. So, and I think I've been able to do that. So when you come to me, you tell me you want to do this. For example, you come to me, you need a cake presentable. And if you want snacks, if you tell me you want meat pie, I tell you, why don't you go for fish roll? Why don't you go for donuts? Why don't you go for? So I have options. So sometimes when I give people those my options, they're always glad. And at the end of the day, they love my products. They may not be able to afford meat pie, but at the end of the day, they'll be able to
They
afford
have something
donuts.
else that they can buy. Awesome. I really love that. I love that you've been able to serve different markets and you've been able to identify the challenges.
Come here and tell me.
That's really good. And
I want
shout
to
out
give-
again to your husband. Because really every business has its challenges and every
Yes,
location
so-
has their peculiar challenges, you know, and you being able to manage it successfully. Kudos to you, well done. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
what has been your most memorable experience, positive now, in this journey?
Okay, positive. Okay,
If
starting as a baker,
yeah.
you know now what your mom taught you will always be different because that time it has been old when she learnt it. I used to bake cakes and people would give me bad reviews, so I'm always sad. So there was a day, okay, let me say the most memorable experience while I was starting was when my customer gave me a good review. That day it was like it was like I won a jackpot.
Wow.
I was so happy. I was very happy. You know, when you have been getting bad reviews, not actually everybody will tell you it's bad, though. But at least when you are, I tell people when you are doing something and 50 or 70% of your customers are telling you are complaining, then what you are
You
doing
should
is bad.
check
You need
it.
to improve on it.
Yes, you should check it.
But when you are getting 70, 80% reviews,
Positive reviews.
you're doing well. You're doing well. So that has been the challenging that has been the major challenge then. But when I got my first encouraging review
Review.
that I love your cake, tastes nice, looks good, it was like I feel so very good. Felt so
Awesome.
very good that day.
I really love that. Like everyone loves great reviews. We all love encouraging words and great reviews. And I like that you were able to identify because not everyone does well with feedback. So I'm glad that you were able to identify that okay, if 70% is complaining that there's something I'm not doing right, and then you were able to work on it, and then you got your first positive, like encouraging review. I really
Yes, so
appreciate that. That's really great. So since you started TI cakes in
it's
let me even ask you why you formed the name. Why TI cakes?
that name. Okay, I think when I formed the name I formed earlier was difficult for people to pronounce and
Oh, okay.
they could not
Do you
really
want to tell
they
us
could
the
not easily
do you
they
want to
could
tell
not
us
really relate well with it. So then I do not want to change because I already put in some work into that name. So I do not really want to change the name. So I
okay.
said, what can I do to still maintain this name? Then the name I was using was Touchstone in a Factory. Touchstone in a Factory. That was the name. So I
Okay.
said, this time, especially when you meet those old people, they say, Touch what? They were not able to pronounce it well. So I was like, what are the Motilofa? This thing is is causing something. And so I said, okay, let me. So I now had to abbreviate the abbreviation I will call it now. So I said TI
Oh,
instead of
TI
that touch in the factory. So I
cakes.
just abbreviated it to TI. So I said TI takes an event. And when you see my name, Fashola Messi Titilope or Olariwaju Messi Titilope, it's
Okay.
the Titilope part of my name. So I said this is what I'll be using
Oh,
now. Titilope
awesome.
part
I
of my
love
name.
that. I
TI
really
takes
love
an
that.
event.
And TI is very
So
easy to
that's
remember.
way that's way because I was concerned about my customers. Like, they already know you are still high before. If you now bring out another name, they may not be able to. Who is this? Who is this
Yeah.
again? Is this the same person? So I
In
said,
fact,
let me
you would
just
have
work
done a
around.
lot more work, bringing them on board the new name. Yeah. So I like that you were able to work around it, and it turned out well. Awesome. Okay, so what has been the major hurdle that you've crossed since you started TI Cakes professionally? What has been the major hurdle crossed?
That's been a lot. Oh. There has been a lot. There has been a lot.
Okay,
But I
can
can
you
remember
highlight one?
I can remember one that happened. I think about 4 years ago now. They had to deliver a wedding cake, a three-step wedding cake. So I worked very late into the night at the shop. I was actually with one of my apprentices, and it was around past 9, and I had to deliver the cake along my area. The wedding is
Okay.
Saturday, so I worked late into the night on Friday,
Friday.
and I had to deliver the cake on Saturday. And I also had a church program that Saturday, so I said I can't come back here. Let me just take this cake along. So as I was going home, and I had a baby then, I was packing my baby. So I love my area. Whenever there's rain, the area is always very muddy and bad. The road is always bad, very bad. So I said, okay, I told the father man, will you be able to pass this? He said, no problem, I should not worry. The mistake I made that day was I should have just dropped, then allow the man to climb. There's a hill. I should allow him to say I should know that I should just sit
I'm
well and
trying to
hold
imagine what
my
happened.
materials well. And there's a stream now. I call it a stream or a river. beside that
What?
area, beside that road. Yeah. So as I was about to climb the road like this, the hill like this, the cake fell. The cake fell. I was struggling with my baby and the cake, and I had to make a choice either to save my baby or to save the cake. So I just said,
What?
I cannot buy baby, but I can still buy ingredients and make, even if to take me to go back to the shop. I dropped the cake, and the thing just rolled straight into the water.
What?
And I was like,
Wow.
as in, I don't know, it's like something just, I don't even know. I could not explain what happened. I could not explain what I was going through at that time.
What?
I did not even know where to start. I was just panicking. I was just shivering. Like, I could not even stand
I
well.
can
I could
imagine.
not sit well. I could not stand well. What am I going to tell the couple? The following day, the wedding, I'm supposed to deliver the cake before 9 or latest by 9. The cake is even going to, it's not, the person that is taking the cake is like a family member. So the person is going to Oshogo. So he said, he help me deliver the cake since I will not be available that Saturday morning.
Wow.
I had to go back to the shop, start again, and I was able to deliver following day. Yeah. They didn't know the story actually.
What?
They didn't know about the
I
story
don't want
because
to
each time I
picture what
deliver that cake,
happens. Like,
it's still on my go to date. I think I was sharing the story with somebody last week, and I was showing the person that nobody will see this cake and say, "Oh, you cake it's you."
wow. See, let me just greet you. Well done. That must have taken a lot of courage. Like, to just compose yourself, gather yourself together again, and go back to start all over again. Wow. I've heard stories, but this one takes the ace.
I delivered late the following morning. I think I delivered maybe 10:30 or 11, but at least I was able to
You
deliver.
delivered
One of
10 30
I was able
11.
to rescue two.
Wow.
So the biggest, the first one that's supposed to be the base, that one already rolled into the river, into the water. Even my cakeboard covered with sand, so I could not do anything with that. I had to start.
Wow. All over again. Wow. I'm happy that you were able to successfully pull through that experience. And so, like, we'll be wrapping up shortly. Is there anything you would like to say to upcoming bakers or aspiring bakers? I would like to say to them.
I can't hear you.
I said, as we wrap up now, is there something you would like to say, like an encouragement to aspiring
Okay.
bakers or upcoming professional bakers? Thank you.
Okay. What I would just, my advice to professional bakers, upcoming bakers, interested bakers, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. In fact, when you are starting, a lot of discouragement, there will be a lot of discouragement. Words that will discourage you, people that will discourage you, but keep pushing, and you make it someday.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me on the show today. Mercy, TI Cakes and Events.
Yes,
Elisha.
sir.
Oh, we didn't get to talk about your decoration. Just quickly touch on it before we go off air. You also
Okay. I
do
found out
events
that when
decor.
when I started, so I will still mention my husband again because we are in this together.
Awesome. I
So it was
love
like
it. I love it.
this cake thing. Sometimes during the week you don't get order, you just sit down. Weekends too, you sit down. Why don't you just look for something else you can do? And I'm a very good interior decorator. I love decorations. Even while I was growing up, I can say, okay, this sitting room, I'm not okay with it again. I want to
I want to
rearrange.
change the
Then I'll
style.
rearrange, and everybody will be like, wow. So I love decorations. I love decorations. So we advised that we go for a training. Then we're still cutting. We're not married then. So we said we should go for a training. He would love to go into photography, but I should also go into decoration. So we took a break. There was this training they organized in camp, redemption camp, because I attended reading. So we went for that training. It was a 2 weeks training. There I learned decoration and wood sculpture. So that was how I started my decoration way. When I came
Awesome.
back, I decorated my church. I did decoration for few churches that I know for free. And that was how I kicked off
You started.
my
Awesome.
decoration.
Yeah, so our amazing viewers, if you're in Elisha and environs, are you available to travel?
Yes, very much
Yeah,
available to
so
travel
yeah,
for
so if you need
decorations, for cakes. So,
so if you need our services within Elisha, outside Elisha, just reach out to her. So I'll be posting our handle and our phone number on the page, on my Cake Story Niger page. Thank you once again, Mercy, for joining me on the show today.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
rest of your weekend.
And you
Bye.
too.
Yeah, thank you
Bye.
everyone for tuning in today. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Cake Story Niger. I remain your host, Aloore, and we'll be streaming from Aloore Radio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Oyo State Secretariat, Ibadan. Till I come your way again. See you. Bye.
Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, glory, oh. Papa, make it take the glory, God.
Bring you everything from breaking news,
The president must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must look for foreign support to save this nation.
world news, sport, music,
I'm no vibe. Girl, I just want me with you like guys.
and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Aloore Radio. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when we are live. This is Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.